A very good morning to all of you, my dear students. This is Shafiq Ahmed over here, and you're all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, Let's Learn Together. As you all know that we have started the chapter, the French Revolution, and we are marching ahead to conclude this chapter in next few videos. So what we have done in our previous class, what we have discussed, that the reign of terror ended with the execution of Maximilian Robespierre because he was acting like a dictator. So after his execution, what is next in France? Let us see. You can see the heading over there, a directory rules France. That is the new topic that we are going to discuss today in this tutorial. So let us start. The reign of the terror ended with the execution of Robespierre, Maximilian Robespierre in the year 1794. And then who got the chance to rule over France? These wealthier middle class people got again the chance to rule this country once again after the Jacobin government. Because only this you can see the wealthier middle class were having power, money, all the things they were having. So they got the chance again. And what they did, they again introduced new constitution. That is the second time in 1791 once they introduced new constitution, and then again in 1794 you can see they introduced one more constitution. Now what are the options given in this new constitution? Let us see. Number one, they denied the vote to non-propertied persons. Means those who are having don't those who do not have any property, they will not be allowed to vote. Means they have given the chances to vote to those person only who is having a property of his own or of her own. Only a person with house can vote. That was given in the new constitution. One more thing, the new constitution also provided space for two legislative councils. Now yes, you can see the person who are having the options to vote, means they were having property and they can vote, and now they have voted for two legislative councils so that the power would be distributed among these two legislative councils. Means the person who are making laws of the country are divided into two separate categories according to the new constitution, so that they cannot make a law which is not suitable for the others. So that's why they have introduced two legislative councils, and now these two legislative councils have appointed a directory together. Both of them, means both the legislative councils together, they appoint a directory. Directory means what? It is a committee of 5 members. Committee of 5 members who will execute the laws in the country, who will be responsible to execute, or you can say to implement the law which have been created by these two legislative councils. So the directory will work under these two legislative councils, and that directory consisted of 5 members, so that the power should not be go to one man under the Jacobins. So they wanted that, the people wanted that the power should not go to only one person, like at the time of Jacobin. Means Maximilian Robespierre was doing all the thing at the time. He was not listening even to his supporters also. So the people have seen that era. So that's why they now have divided the people who will make laws for the country into two groups. So let us see. Now there are two legislative councils, and those legislative councils have a directory who will have to follow the orders of the legislative councils. Now what happened next? The directors, means those 5 members, the 5 members of the directory, they often clash with these legislative councils. Means they don't listen to each other. The director should listen, no? Should listen the legislative members of the legislative councils, because these legislative councils have appointed these directors, the 5 members. But those directors used to clash with them many times. And what happened next? the legislative council used to stop their work by suspending them, by dismissing them, because if they would not listen to the orders or the commands of the legislative councils, then they were having the authority to dismiss them. And that happened a lot of time in the coming 10 years, 1794 to 1804. This was going on time and time again, that the directors were dismissed because they clashed with the legislative councils. And because these two legislative councils and the directors were fighting, were not listening, were not working together, then the third person got the opportunity to rule over France. Now, who is that third person? That third person was the military commander of France. The military commander of France that got the opportunity to rule over here. And who was that person? That person was Napoleon Bonaparte, who started ruling France from the year 1804 by dismissing both these legislative councils as well as the directors. Now, let me show you the image of, or you can face of Napoleon Bonaparte also. Here you can see the image of Napoleon Bonaparte, who took the opportunity to rule over France, because the directors as well as the legislative councils provided them the opportunity. That was the thing. He started ruling France from then onwards, from 1804 onwards. Now, see, now we are towards the moral of the story or the history that we have learned up to here of regarding France. There is some moral for all of us, that through all these changes in the form of government, we have seen, we have discussed, we have seen that a lot of government came, and they all changes the constitution also, brought new constitution also. But two things, or you can say three things, remain same all over the place in all the constitution. Number one, the ideals of freedom, means the people learn the lesson of freedom. They know about the freedom of speech, freedom of press. They were knowing these things were very now common in those days in France. And number two, obviously, that equality before law. Everyone also learned this lesson, that in the constitution this should be there. What should be there? That equality before the law, means everyone should be equal in the eye of law, or the law should be equal for everyone. And the third thing they also learned about fraternity, means there should be a group of people who should share common profession or interest also. So these three things, ideals of freedom, equality before the law, as well as fraternity, that remained inspiring ideal, that inspired not only France, but also motivated the political movements throughout the rest of Europe during the following centuries. Means it inspired the ideals of freedom, equality before law, and fraternity. Inspired the people, not only inspired, it also motivated the movements of the people, the political movements of the people in not only France, but also throughout the Europe. And later on, that came to our country India also. People also started learning, and they came to know about these ideas of freedom and equality before the law. This all people started learning. Now let us see next. Participation of women in French Revolution is our next topic. Means how did women participated in this French Revolution? Or question, you can face the question also in exam, write about the status of women in France. Let us see. Women were also the active participants in revolt from the very beginning. Means they also used to participate. Once you remember that 7,000 men and women gathered to Bastille to destroy the Bastille prison. So women from there, from 1789, they were participating in all the revolts from the very beginning, you can say. So they were not the person, or they were not the human being who will keep quiet. And they also participated in revolt. And most women of the third estate used to work for their living, because they wanted a change in their life also. They were working, they had to work for a living, and they always wanted a change in their life. Where they were working as seamstresses, means a woman who sews clothes, or they were working as laundresses also, washerwomen. Even they were selling flowers, fruits, vegetables at the market, or they were also employed as domestic servants in the houses of the wealthier people, the prosperous people. Means they were working, you can say they were working as laundresses also, selling flowers, fruits, vegetables in the market, working as domestic servants. So everything, they were everywhere. Most women did not have access to education or job training. That was really very unfortunate for them, that even they were working so much, but they don't have allowed, or you can say they don't have access to education. They were not allowed to get educated, or they were even not given job training also, so that they can do any good job also in their future. So these things were not allowed for them. Getting education, getting job training was not allowed. But only the daughters of the nobles or the wealthier members of the third estate were studying at convent, which they were having financial power. So the members of the daughters, or you can say the members of the wealthier families of the third estate also, their daughters were going to school and learning. But even for them, their families used to arrange a marriage for them after they complete their education. But even then, they were not allowed to work. They were not allowed to participate in the governmental affairs or take participate in the legislative councils, or they were not even having the right to vote even also. But only the daughters of the nobles or the rich person were allowed to get education, and they were getting education. Working women, those who were working in this, you can see over in this paragraph, those who are working, they have to work also, and to take care for their families also. They have to take care of their families also, such as if they are going for work, but before going to the work, they used to cook, they used to fetch water from from the well, or you can say river. By quick, they also queue up for bread, means for purchasing, for doing shopping, for purchasing bread, they used to queue up in the line. And even they have to look after their children also. So apart from all this work, managing the household work, they used to work as domestic servants also, sell flowers also, and they were selling fruits, vegetables also, and working as domestic servant in the house of the prosperous people also. These were the condition of women. And one more thing, their wages were also lower than those of men. Suppose uh, the they were not getting equal wage for the same work. The man, the if a particular man is doing the same work, and the woman is also doing the same work, but in that case, the women were not getting higher, or even you can say they were not getting equal payment also from the employer. Their wages were lower than this of men also. And they were frustrated with the constitution of 1791. And they should be, because constitution of 1791 disappointed them, because they put them in the category of passive citizens, means all women were not allowed to vote. And if they will not be allowed to vote, then how will they take participate in the legislative councils or in the government offices? How would they work in government offices? So they were very, very disappointed due to the constitution of 1791. So you will have to write, if you can write about that, the status of women in your exam. Let us continue. What were the reactions of women after that constitution of 79? What women did? As I told you, they participated from the very beginning. So they were not keeping quiet. They also started their own political clubs, their newspapers, and they were discussing, and they were voicing their interest. They were writing about their interest, what they want, what they demand. They were writing, and they were forming different political clubs, means political parties also. About 60 women's club came in different French societies. How many? 60. About 60 women club came. And one of them, which was very success and famous, was the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women Party. The name of the party is the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women. and it was the most famous of those among 60 women clubs. And what was their demand? Let us see. One of their demand was that women should enjoy the same political rights as men. Were they right or wrong? According to me, they were right over here. That women should also enjoy the same political right as men were enjoying, because you can know that according to the Constitution of 1791, they were treated as passive citizens, which frustrated them, and that's why they started their clubs and their parties. And what they're demanding, that they will also enjoy the same political right as men are enjoying. They demanded the right to they demanded the right to vote. They wanted this particular demand. They wanted to vote in the National Assembly also. So that was their demand. And they were right also, because if they won't get this particular demand, then they would not be able to participate in the future endeavors of the assembly also. So what was the next demand was, they wanted political representations. That is, they wanted to become the members of the legislative assembly also, because they were thinking right. They were thinking that if they would be there in the members of the legislative assembly who make laws for the country, then they will also represent their thinking to make some laws in favor of the women also. So that's why women wanted to be there in the legislative assembly, so that they can frame laws for the women also. And they also wanted to hold political offices also. Means they want, like in today's, like we can have a district magistrate, even chief minister also, women chief minister. So they were wanting this thing also, that they want to hold political office also. Women felt that these demands can only be fulfilled with the new government, because the Constitution of 1791 have not given them all these rights, even not right to vote also. They put them in the category of passive citizens. So what they wanted, that they will have to bring a new government which can only give them these particular demands, this right to vote or the right to be there in the legislative assembly. So they demanded for what? New government also. So let us see further how did the government reacted. Because of their reaction, because the reaction of the woman, or because of the demand of the woman, the government also changed a little bit. They wanted to keep them in their side also. That's why government helped or formulate new laws for the women to improve their life also. Now, what were the things that the government has come up with? Schooling was made compulsory for all girls. A great step for the women. School was made compulsory for all the girls. With the creation of state schools, means the government will create schools at each and every state, and the girls will have to go to a school. That was made compulsory. Very good step for the women. Their fathers could no longer force them into marriage against their will. Means now the father was banned, that they cannot force their daughters to marry against their will. If the daughters will be ready, then they can arrange their marriages. So that is also a great work for the woman. Marriage turned into a contract that one can enter into freely and get out of it also freely. Means now marriage was like a contract period, and that should be registered under civil law also. That is also good for women, that they can leave their husband also if the husband is not fulfilling all the wishes or not of good character. So it was just like a contract. Marriage was just like a contract between two persons. Divorce was also made legal, and divorce can be applied by both women and men also. But previously, only men were divorcing the women. Women were not allowed to divorce. But this time, the government has changed some laws and made divorce as legal, which could be applied by both men and women together. See, women were also trained for jobs. That was also not there, and that was also one of the demand, that they have to get training. So women were trained for jobs, and now they could become artists, or even they can run small businesses also. Now women are getting all the things, but you can see the red line. Women still were not having the political rights. So they continued their struggle for equal political rights until they got it. So that is the red line. Very unfortunate for women that they were still not having political rights, means they cannot participate in the legislative assembly. Huh? During the reign of terror, that is from 1793 to 94, the new government, means the government of the Maximilian Robespierre, Jacobin government, issued different laws which ordered the closure of all the women clubs, means women parties, and they banned their political activities. Means during the reign of terror, Maximilian Robespierre banned their clubs, banned all the clubs of women, which also frustrated them, which also put women against Jacobin government. Many prominent, means famous women, important leaders were also arrested during the time of Jacobin government. And a number of them were executed also, means killed also. A lot of women, number of important leaders were arrested and killed also during that time. But they haven't given up their what? Their demands. They thought they should get their demand, and at last, fortunately, they got it. Women in France finally won the right to vote in the year 1946. We will discuss later on in detail with about this also. How did they got this particular right to vote also? But as your mind must maybe questioning you whether they got women, whether got the opportunity to right to vote also or not. So to give you or to keep your mind in silent mode, you should know that women they got the right to vote in the year 1946. So let us see the the life of a revolutionary woman. As you know that I told you, we discussed that there were a lot of important leaders who gave up their life also, and this woman was one of them, very famous, Olympe de Gouges. 1748 to 1793. Remember that year, 1793, the reign of terror. So this woman was very famous in her activities. Sorry. So let us see what she did and what was her demand according to her. Let me show you the photo or the image of Olympe de Gouges also. Now you can see the image of Olympe de Gouges. She was a revolutionary woman having new ideas and able to lead the society of women, and she did it also. She was very famous. Now let us see what happened next. Continue. Olympe de Gouges was one of the most important of the politically active women, one of the most. She protested against the constitution made in 1791. She was protesting about this, because that constitution has not given have given the women opportunity to right to vote. They put them in the category of passive citizens. So she protested against the constitution. She protested against the declaration of that right of man and citizen also, because in that declaration right of man, only the rights of man were there. There were no rights of the women. So protested against that also. In 1791, she wrote her own, that the Declaration of the Right of Women and Citizen. Previously, the men wrote about the Declaration of Right of Man and Citizen. Now she came up and she wrote the Declaration of the Right of Woman and Citizen, which she addressed to the Queen, which she sent it to the Queen also in the year 1791. She wrote about this one when that new constitution framed. She addressed it to the Queen, and she also addressed it to the members of the newly formed National Assembly. And she demanded that the National Assembly should act upon the Declaration of the Right of Women and Citizen. Now we will go through about the points of the rights of women and citizen also later on. In 1793, during the reign of terror, during the reign of Maximilian Robespierre, Jacobin's government, Olympe de Gaulle criticized the Jacobin government. See, she criticized the government for forcibly closing down all women's club. And as we discussed, that Maximilian forcibly closed all the women's club. So she criticized the government also at that time. And because she was criticizing the government, she was tried by the, means she was charged by the National Convention, the newly formed assembly then, and which charged her with treason. The same charge that Louis XVI was also given. She was also charged with the charge of treason, means betraying one's country. And you know, the punishment will also be the same. So she was also executed because of this charge of treason. May her soul rest in peace, because she was a revolutionary woman and she did a lot, and she lost her life also because of criticizing the government, because of writing this Declaration of Rights of Women and Citizen. Now let us see what she has written in the Declaration of Right of Women and Citizen that was proposed by this Olympiadigog. Let us see what was there. Woman is born free. First point she has written that woman is born free and remain equal to man in rights. That was the first point, that all women are free and will enjoy the same right as the men are enjoying. Next point she is writing that the goal of all political association means all the political associations, means political clubs, should preserve the natural rights of women. The women should be given natural rights, and all those rights should be preserved by all the political association in the country, such as liberty, property, security, and allowance to oppress also, means they should be allowed that they can also revolt also, they can form their political clubs also, they should be given the liberty and the right to property also, they should be given the security also. Means whatever maybe the government in the France, but the government should make sure that women should also get these particular things, liberty, property, security, and even right to oppress, right to protest. Again she wrote, the source of all power should reside in the nation. Means the union of women and men should be there. Means whatever, whoever will be there in the power, the persons, the members in the legislative council or the executive council or the judiciary should include both women and man, both. Fourth point she has written, the law should be the expression of general will. Means people will decide according to their will, according to their thinking, according to the need. It should not be that someone is framing law for him or herself only. The law should be the expression of general people. All female and male citizen should have a say either personally or through their representatives in its formulation. It should be same for all. Means male and female should have both. Means both of them should have the right to express or their views, or they can express their views with the help of the representative also. Means the law should be same for both. All female and male citizens are equally entitled to all honors. Means it should not be that only men will get honor, rewards, and employment opportunities. What Olympic Peacock was saying, that female and male both should be given equal opportunities in the light of honors or giving public employment according to the abilities, according to their abilities, and without any distinction. There should not be any distinction between male and female. Male and female should be given equal opportunity in terms of awards, in terms of employment. But she's also putting this condition that according to their abilities. She was very right over here. People should be given special job or employment according to their abilities only. And there should not be any distinction between men and women. No woman is an exception. She's saying that women are also not an exception in the case she can be accused, she can be arrested, and she can be detained in cases determined by the law. Means if women will also not follow the law of the country, they are not an exception. They can also be accused, arrested, and they can be detained or sent behind the bars also. So she is also correct over here, that she is also saying that if the women will also break any law, then they will be also punished. Women, like men, obey the rigorous law. She is saying also that women will also follow and obey the law of the country like men are following. It is not so that women will not follow and men only follow. She is saying both will follow together. That was the few points which she has written in the Declaration of the Right of Women and Citizen, which she addressed it to the Queen also. But what happened to her? She was later executed in the during the reign of terror, that is the Jacobin government, because she criticized the government. And why she criticized the government? Because Maximilian Robespierre forcibly banned all the political clubs of women. That's why she criticized, and she got the punishment. So one of the politicians, Schmidt, of the Jacobin government, she, he was having some different thinking about the woman. That is included in your syllabus also. So let me show you the face of that man, Schmidt, first. Then we will discuss what he has told. Now you can see the image of this man, politician during the reign of terror, during the Jacobin government. His name was Schmidt, and he was having different thinking about the woman. Let us see what. In 1793, he, means Schmidt, sought to justify the closure of women's clubs on the following grounds. Means he was saying that Maximilian Robespierre has done the right thing. He was trying to cover up, he was trying to justify the closure of all the women's club. And he was giving some reasons for the closure, for the close of all the women club during reign of terror. And what were the reasons? Let us see what he was saying. He told that, has nature, he was asking the woman this question, has nature assigned domestic duties to women? He was saying that nature has not, according to him, there, that nature has assigned all the domestic duties, means all the duties of the doing household work, that is domestic duties. So he is asking that, has nature assigned these duties to men? According to him, no, the women have been assigned these domestic duties, he was asking. The next question he put forward, that, has nature given us breast to nurture or feed babies? He is asking again, the that feeding milk to the babies have been given to women by the nature. These type of duties have not been given to the men. So again, see, he put this question, that nature has not given breast to men. Nature has given breast to women only. So he was trying to prove this one, that this type of work, means household work, should be done by women only. They should not run any women clubs or women parties for the women. He was trying to say, he was trying to justify that women should not run any women parties or women clubs, because he was saying that the work of household work should be done by women only. And he gave two reasons, that he first one, that the nature has given domestic duties to women also, and the nature also has given the breast to the woman only, who can feed the babies only. The nature has not given any breast to men. Next, he is forwarding another question. Nature said to man, see over here in bracket, you can see over here, she is written, it means that nature said to man, be a man, hunting, agriculture, political duties, that is your kingdom. Schmidt is saying, trying to prove that nature has given this work to man. What are the works? The work of hunting, agriculture, political duties, that is your kingdom. He is saying the nature has given these duties to man and not the woman. Again he is saying that nature has said to woman that, be a woman. Nature is saying to women that you should be a woman only, don't try to become a man. The things of household work, the sweet duties of motherhood are your tasks. He's again trying to say that women should do household work, should take care of the baby, should take care of the duties of motherhood, and that is the task for the woman. He is trying to say, Shomet. And what he is again saying in the next reason, shameless are those women who wish to become men. See, he is saying that those women should have shame who is trying to become or act like men. They should have shame on their face, according to Shomet. Shomet is saying. And one another thing what he's trying to say, have not duties been fairly distributed? He's asking that the nature has distributed the duties of man and woman separately. So he is saying that the nature has done it fairly. He is trying to say, do not put question mark on the distribution of the duties by the nature. He is trying to say that the nature has distributed the duties of man and woman separately, and that is okay, that is right according to him. So according to me, Shomet over here is every place in every reason he is wrong over here. Today, now in this world, we can see that the people, both men and women are working together and are taking care of the household work also together. So I'm not with Shomet, and I hope that other boys or other men of the society nowadays also are not with Shomet over here. So that is all from this class. We will again continue in our next class, and we will try to finish up the lesson. That's all.